Unlock the secrets of everyday English, 10 must-know idioms for daily conversations. Introduction. Unlock the secrets of everyday English, 10 must-know idioms for daily conversations. Welcome to another English learning adventure. Today we're diving into 10 idioms that are the bread and butter of everyday conversations. These phrases might sound a bit quirky at first, but trust me, they pack a punch. By the end of this video, you'll be dropping these idioms like a pro. Ready to spice up your English? Let's get rolling. Don't forget to read along out loud. 1. Eat humble pie. Meaning: to admit you were wrong and apologize. Situation: when someone has to acknowledge a mistake after being overly confident. Example: sentences. After boasting about his cooking skills, John had to eat humble pie when his dish was a disaster. The politician was forced to eat humble pie after the truth about the scandal came out. Interesting point. This idiom dates back to medieval times when humble pie, made from the innards of deer, was eaten by those of lower status, symbolizing humility. 2. Every man for himself. Meaning: everyone must look out for their own interests. Situation: in competitive situations where people focus on their own survival or success. Example: sentences. When the fire alarm went off, it was every man for himself as people scrambled for the exits. In the business world, it's often every man for himself. You can't rely on others to help you succeed. Interesting point. This phrase emphasizes the harsh reality of competitive situations, highlighting individualism over teamwork. 3. Face the music. Meaning: to confront the consequences of your actions. Situation: when someone has to deal with the results of their mistakes or poor decisions. Example: sentences. After skipping classes all semester, Tom had to face the music when he failed his exams. The CEO had to face the music after the company's financial losses were revealed. Interesting point. This idiom may have originated from military ceremonies where soldiers had to face the drumbeat when punished. 4. Dance around the truth. Meaning: dance around the truth means to avoid giving a direct answer or to avoid being completely honest about something. Instead of facing the truth head-on, the person might give vague or misleading information. Situation: imagine a politician being asked a tough question about a scandal. Instead of giving a clear answer, they start talking about unrelated issues, hoping to distract people from the actual question. They are dancing around the truth. Example sentences. When asked about the company's financial troubles, the CEO danced around the truth and never gave a straight answer. Instead of admitting he was late because he overslept, John danced around the truth by blaming traffic. Interesting point. Dancing around the truth can be seen as a softer way to lie. It's often used in situations where the speaker wants to avoid conflict or criticism without telling an outright lie. This phrase emphasizes the skillful or tricky way someone avoids being direct. 5. Pay the piper. Meaning: pay the piper means to face the consequences of your actions or to settle a debt, especially after avoiding responsibility for a while. It comes from the idea that if you hire a piper, musician, to play, you eventually have to pay for their services. Situation: imagine someone who has been avoiding paying their bills for months. Eventually the debt collectors start calling, and they have no choice but to pay up. This person must now pay the piper. Example: sentences. After years of unhealthy eating, he had to pay the piper when his doctor diagnosed him with several health issues. They ignored the environmental warnings for years, but now they're paying the piper with the damage caused by severe flooding. Interesting point. The idiom "pay the piper" is believed to originate from the legend of the Pied Piper of Hamelin, where the town failed to pay the piper who rid them of rats. As a result, he took their children away as punishment. The phrase highlights the idea that avoiding responsibilities or taking shortcuts often leads to bigger consequences later on. 6. Fair and square. Meaning: honestly and without cheating. Situation: when someone wins or accomplishes something in a fair way. Example: sentences. She won the election fair and square without any dirty tricks. The game was tough, but we beat them fair and square. Interesting point. The phrase dates back to the 1600s, where square meant straightforward or honest. 7. Flash in the pan. Meaning: something or someone that shows early promise but fails to deliver long-term results. Situation: when a new trend or person seems promising but quickly fades away. Example: sentences. The band's hit song was just a flash in the pan. They never produced another successful track. His success in the first round was a flash in the pan, as he was eliminated in the next match. Interesting point. This phrase originates from the old flintlock muskets, where a flash in the pan would occur when the gunpowder failed to ignite properly. 8. Fly off the handle meaning. To lose your temper suddenly. Situation. When someone becomes angry or upset without warning. Example. Sentences. He tends to fly off the handle when things don't go his way. Don't fly off the handle just because of a minor mistake. Interesting point. This idiom comes from the 19th century experience of axe heads flying off their handles unexpectedly, symbolizing uncontrolled outbursts. 9. The whole 9 yards. Meaning. To give or do everything possible. Situation. When someone goes all out to achieve something. Example. Sentences. For her wedding, she went the whole 9 yards with a grand venue and an elaborate dress. The team gave it the whole 9 yards to win the championship. Interesting point. The origin of this phrase is debated, with theories ranging from the length of fabric needed for a kilt to the capacity of 1-2 ammunition belts. 10. Kick the bucket. Meaning. To die. Situation. Often used informally to refer to someone's death. Example sentences. He's been living a full life, but someday he'll kick the bucket like everyone else. The character kicked the bucket in the final scene of the movie. Interesting point. The origin of this idiom is uncertain, but it may come from the method of execution where a person stood on a bucket that was then kicked away. You made it to the end. Great job. These idioms are more than just catchy phrases. They carry rich meanings and histories. By learning them, you're not only expanding your vocabulary, but also gaining insight into cultural expressions. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using these idioms like a native speaker. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.